This is once again the Republicans just stepping into a mess that they've made for themselves because, of course, every Democrat and every newspaper and every fair-minded person, they're going to look at the train derailments during the Trump administration where people died, and Trump didn't even think about going out there.
Exactly. I mean, we're here because of all of the deregulation of the train industry during the Trump administration, and because the train industry and the train lobbyists spent almost $500 million over the course of a decade trying to prevent regulation that would make it safer, would make trains safer.
Even the radical left-wing Washington Post, they just reviewed every single possible regulatory change under Donald Trump, and they found that none of them contributed to the Ohio train derailment.
Again, let's underline the fact and just say it very slowly so our friends in Trump's orbit can understand it. It was Donald Trump who actually took off some of the safety rules.
Man, this is some bullshit!
Some of the safety rules, some of those safety regulations that actually made this sort of train transport more dangerous.
Every single possible regulatory change under Donald Trump.
It was Donald Trump who actually took off some of the safety rules.
None of them contributed to the Ohio train derailment.
Some of those safety regulations that actually made this sort of train transport more dangerous.
And we should be concerned. We should be outraged at the deregulation that took place in the Trump administration that contributed to this happening. I'm not going to say it caused it.
Yeah. You mentioned a national political figure who's decided to get involved. It sounds like you're talking about Trump, and then you said, I need your help. How can he help?
Well, one thing he could do is express support for reversing the deregulation that happened on his watch.
But let's remember that Donald Trump and the GOP have pushed openly and proudly for as much deregulation as possible. And don't just take my word for it.
When Americans are free to thrive, innovate, and prosper, there is no challenge too great, no task too large, and no goal beyond our reach. We are a nation of explorers and pioneers and innovators and inventors, and regulations have been hurting that and hurting it badly. We are a nation of people who work hard, dream big, and who never ever give up. We are Americans, and the future belongs to us. So together, let's cut the red tape. Let's set free our dreams, and yes, let's make America great again. And one of the ways we're going to do that is by getting rid of a lot of unnecessary regulation. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
He'd even tweet stuff like this: I am continuing to get rid of costly and unnecessary regulations. Much work left to do, but effect will be great. Business and jobs will grow. The Trump administration rolled back safety measures for railways, like regular safety audits and an Obama-era rule that required faster brakes on trains carrying flammable materials.
They just reviewed every single possible regulatory change under Donald Trump,
And they found that none of them contributed to the Ohio train derailment.